Hello, is the screen visible, Hardik?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are discussing the polar plot. Now, let us take first. I will show you how to convert it into polar form. Okay, so let us take second degree equation transfer function. So theta O upon theta I is equal to 1 upon 1 plus T1D. Is this screen visible, Hardik? Hello? The screen is visible, no? Hello? Hello? I am not audible? Am I audible? Vaidhi? Hello? Am I audible? Hello, Hardik? Am I audible? Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Hello, am I audible? Is the screen visible? Hello,
Hello? Am I audible? Hello, Vaidhi? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Is the screen visible? Hello? I have been calling.
Sir, I can't hear you.
Hello, my screen is not visible and I am not audible, is it?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible, but I'm not getting your voice.
I am not audible on the earphone.
Sir, you are audible, but
Hello.
from my side it's not audible. I have some network issue.
अच्छा. What about Vaidhi? Hello.
Hello,
I am audible or not?
sir. Sir, the screen is visible now.
But am I audible or not? I'm
Sir,
audible,
the
na?
voice's volume is very low. It's not clear.
Hello. Is it all right now?
Yes, it's all right now.
Okay. So now this I will put it in I omega form. So theta O upon, in case if there,
Sir, voice is gone again.
sorry,
Sir, your voice is gone again.
gone.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I don't know why. Maximum still not audible.
Yeah, it's better now.
See, now this one can be written in, in case if I am not audible is, or if the screen is not visible, please let me know. So now this can be written as 1 plus 0 I. Okay. Hello. And 1 plus, for D we are substituting I omega. For D we are substituting I omega. So now this can be written as I omega T1. Okay. And here also it is 1 plus I omega T2. You understood this step? Hello, please be interactive.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so that was this 1 plus omega and this. Okay. Now we will first find out the magnitude. So how do you find out the magnitude? It is real part square plus imaginary part square, correct? So G. So G is equal to, okay, what is the magnitude of this real part square? That is 1 square, imaginary part 0 square. So under root of 1 ka square plus 0 square. Okay. Divided by, now G for this, that is under root of 1 square plus, what is imaginary part, omega t1 the whole square. Okay. This, right? And then again under root here, this is 1 square plus omega t2 the whole square, right? So now this can be written as G is equal to 1 upon under root of 1 plus omega square t1 square square root, and here also, or we can write this half के form में. So this can be written as like this. In power form it can be written as 1 plus, that is, here it is now omega square t1 square raised to half. Again this is 1 plus omega square t2 square raised to half, like that it is. Okay, this is what is shown here. This, hmm, this is your imaginary part omega t1, this is your imaginary part omega t2, right? Now how to find out the phase angle phi? Okay, so phase angle, now this is phi is equal to, now we will consider this part first. So that is tan inverse of 0 upon 1 imaginary part upon real part minus here tan inverse of omega t1 upon 1 And again, this is also in the denominator. So this will be also minus tan inverse of omega t2 upon 1. So that is equal to tan inverse of 0 is 0. So this will be minus tan inverse of omega t1 minus tan inverse of omega t2. This is what is your phase angle. Now you have to substitute the values of omega from 0 to infinity and plot the graph. Okay. So this is what is explained here. Tan 0 minus tan inverse of omega t1 minus tan inverse of omega t2. So now you change the values from 0 to infinity and find out the values of g and phi. One example I will give you. Now suppose here, if I say omega is equal to 0, so what will be value of phi? That is minus, here this will be tan inverse of omega is equal to, suppose if I take 0, so this will be 0 minus tan inverse 0 minus tan inverse of 0, so phi is equal to 0, right? If I say omega is equal to infinity, so this will be, therefore pi is equal to minus tan inverse of infinity minus, I am substituting this as infinity, again minus tan inverse of infinity. So tan inverse of infinity will be 90, so this is minus 90 and this is minus 90, so this will be minus 180. And similarly here also you substitute. Suppose if I substitute omega is equal to 0, so what is the value of g? So 0 here, 0 here. So this is 1. So g is equal to 1. And if I substitute omega is equal to infinity. Okay. So your g is equal to 0. Now you draw the graph. Okay. Now you draw the graph here. It is not that complicated. Now you have these values. That is when, how to draw the graph. This is what is called as the polar plot. Okay. So now when first you have to draw different lines at various values of phi. You take different values of phi. Okay. So now first is your phi is 0. Huh? So what is the value of g? Huh? So this is your phi is 0. So this is your 1. Okay. And then you draw the various values of phi here. Various values of phi. Okay. Now suppose here this value is say 1. Okay. This value from here to here it is say zero point 0.9. From here to here say it is zero point 0.7, hmm, zero point 0.6, and then say here it is 0. So this is your 0. So you mark those values and then you join it like this. Okay. And these are the various values phi. So this may be say phi is equal to 30 degree, phi is equal to uh, that is this 30 degree, this is 45 degree, and then here you have to write the various values of omega. This is what is called as the g5 plot. Omega, this is omega is equal to 0, omega is equal to something, and then omega is equal to infinity, like that. Next, so I hope थोड़ा आपको आइडिया आ गया. Now similarly, now this is third order. Okay. तो यहाँ पे you will get tan inverse of 0 minus tan inverse of omega t1 minus tan of omega t2 minus tan inverse of omega t3, right? And similarly, you will get the value of z also. Where it is gone, z. You will get a value of g also. The value of g will be again 1 upon under root of 1 plus omega 1 t1 square omega 2 t2 square under root of omega t3 square, like that. Now you substitute the various values of omega, find out the values of g, and find out the values of phi, and plot the graph. Okay. Yeah. Let me see one example. Now let us start with some simple example. Now let's say your transfer function is 1 plus td. Okay. So, shall I erase this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us say, now you pay attention. Now we will go with the simple example. Let us say my transfer function is my transfer function is what it is 1 plus td. Okay, that is theta o upon theta I. So now in complex form, it will be I am writing, so theta o transfer function is nothing but theta o upon theta I. In complex form, that is in j omega or I omega form, it will be 1 plus bolo I omega t. Okay, this d is substituted by I omega. Okay, now what is your magnitude? Magnitude g is equal to under root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So real part is 1 and imaginary part is omega t. Okay, square under root of this. So g is equal to under root of 1 plus omega square t square. Okay. Now what will be phi? Phi is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part. What is imaginary part? Omega t. This is what is your imaginary part is, and real part is 1. So phi is equal to tan inverse of omega t. Okay. So this is the value of magnitude and this is the value of phase angle. Okay. Let us start with the simple example. So when now we can say omega is equal to 0 or omega t is equal to 0. Okay. So and we will take omega t is equal to infinity. So what is the value? So that we will now do the calculation. Okay. So now when here we will write when omega t, or I will write here. So यहाँ पे it will be clear when omega t is equal to 0. So what will the value of g? Tell me. It will be 1. And what will be the value of phi? You substitute here. So phi is equal to tan inverse of 0. So that is equal to 0. Okay, so when omega t is equal to 0, uh, g is equal to 1 and phi is equal to 0. Okay, now we will take omega t. We will take different values. Omega t is equal to 1, omega t is equal to 10, like that we will go. And then we will say omega t is equal to say infinity. So what will be the value of g? We will substitute this here, infinity. So g is equal to under root of 1 plus infinity square. So that is equal to infinity. And then phi is equal to tan inverse of infinity. Okay, this here, tan inverse of infinity. So phi is equal to 90 degrees. So when omega t is equal to infinity, your g is equal to infinity and phi is equal to 90 degree. Is this clear? This, and in
Yes,
between
Yes,
sir.
sir.
you have different values. ठीक है, omega t 0 to infinity के बीच में you can take 45 degree वगैरह etc etc. Now but the two extreme values we should get. Okay, so omega t is 0, g is equal to 1, phi is equal to 0. Omega t is equal to infinity, g is equal to infinity, and this phi is equal to 90 degree. Now how to plot this you have. So what we will do here, I will erase this portion. This much. यहाँ पे we'll plot this graph. This now on this we are taking omega t. Okay, or g phi graph. It is g phi graph. Okay. So first we have to plot phi. So phi is equal to 0 degree. That is this line, 0 degree, and phi is equal to 90 degree plus 90 degree. So that is this line. Now when phi is equal to 0 degree, what is the value of g? The value of g is 1. Okay, so this I will say g is equal to 1. And when phi is equal to 90 degree, this G hmm, will reach to infinity. Now in between you draw various values of phi. So let's take say phi is equal to 10 degree, phi is equal to 45 degree, phi is equal to 60 degree, and you go on marking value of G. This is the maximum value you are going to get. Okay, G like this. And then when phi approaches to 90 degree, that is this, the G goes to infinity. Okay, when sorry, when phi is 90 degree, G goes to infinity. Correct. So G goes to infinity means it will go like this. I hope you are understanding this. So this is what is graph is when omega t is 0. Okay, G is equal to 1, and when G is equal to, when phi is 90 degree, G is going to, so your graph will be like this. It goes to infinity. If you want, you can take one intermediate value. So let us take say phi is equal to 45, or we'll take यहाँ पे omega t. We'll take omega t is equal to say 45, this value. So what will be the value of G? So G is equal to under root of 1 plus 45 ka square. Okay. Or I will take omega t is equal to something say 9 or something. Okay. So 81 or 99. So I will take omega t is equal to say root of 99. Omega t is equal to root of 99. So iska square, that will be 99. So 1 plus 99. So that will be 100. Okay. So when omega t is equal to square root of 99, that is somewhere closer to 10. Hmm, uh, the, in that case, my G is equal to how much? 10. My G is equal to 10. Okay. And when my this thing omega, what will the value of phi? So phi is going to be what? Tan inverse of omega t. So it is tan inverse. So phi is equal to tan inverse of under root of 99, and then correspondingly you have to find out the value of phi, and on that you have to mark. So now I hope it is clear now. So let us go for next graph now. So when you practice, you will come to know better. Now let us take 1 upon TD, this 1 upon TD. So here also 1 upon TD can be written as 1 plus 0 I, and this will be 0 plus TD can be written as 0 plus I omega t, I omega t, I omega t. So I will erase this until, so it is theta O upon theta I is equal to 1 upon TD. So that is nothing but 1 plus 0 I divided by 0 plus, now D is replaced by I omega. So I omega t. So what is the value of G? G is equal to, this is 1 here, and this will be under root of 0 square plus omega square t square. So that will be omega t. Okay, and what will be phi? Phi is equal to tan inverse of 0, that is 0, and then minus tan inverse of, यहाँ पे it will be omega t upon 0, omega t upon 0, that is equal to minus tan inverse of infinity, that is equal to minus 90 degree. Okay, so your graph will come in the fourth quadrant. Okay, this is how your graph will come, this fourth quadrant. Okay, so now, so this is phi is equal to minus tan inverse of infinity, that is minus 90. Minus 90 is this. Okay, now when omega t is 0, when omega t is 0, what is the value of G? It will be infinity. Okay, and when omega t is infinity, what is the value of G? The value of G will be 0. So what will be the graph? What will be the graph? So phi phi is equal to, hello, yeah, how the graph will be when omega t is equal to 0, the value of g is equal to infinity. When omega t, you will change the, and what is the value of phi? Phi is going to remain same only. Omega t, sorry, phi is equal to minus tan inverse of omega t, that is minus tan inverse of 0. So phi is going to be 0. Phi will be 0. And when it is infinity, so g is equal to 0 and phi is going to be minus 90 degrees. So now you have to plot this graph. Okay, so this is now 0. So phi is 0. So g is infinity. Okay, so like this, g is infinity. And then when phi is minus 90, and then you draw various values of phi like this, like this. And when your phi is minus 90 like this, so your g is going to become 0. So something like this. It is coming from infinity, like this, and values of g will reduce, and it will go to 0. Okay, so this will be my final graph. Like this. Is this clear? This one? Hello. This is your infinity. G, here G0. Hello. Hello. Clear? No. This is okay. So
Yes,
we'll
sir.
go
Yes.
further. So something like this, I said. Now it is now next graph. It is, I think, 1 plus TD. Now it is only TD. Okay, so it is only TD now. So in that case, TD में देखो, we are writing like 0 plus I omega t. So G is equal to square root of omega square t square. So it will be omega t, and phi is equal to what? Omega t upon 0. So that is tan inverse of infinity. So that is 90 degrees. Okay. So now again, when omega t is 0, value of g is 0, right? And what will be the value of phi? Tan inverse of omega t. So tan inverse of 0. So it is 0, correct? So phi is equal to 0. And when omega t is infinity, g will be infinity, and the value of phi will be 90 degree. Okay. So it will come omega t. So g0 say it will vary to g infinity. So it will go like this. Aisa. It will go like this. Now this 1 upon t square d square. So this can be written as 0 1 td into td. This can be written as td into td. Okay. So td into td, that means nothing but 1 plus 0 plus I omega t and 0 plus I omega t. Okay. I'll show here. Control O, delete this. Once you understand, it is very simple. So this is now, I'll do directly. This is 1 upon td. Okay. So this can be written as 1 plus 0 t square d square. ठीक है, so this is written as td into td. ठीक है, bracket में डालता हूँ. So that is nothing but 1 plus 0 I, and this can td can be written as 0 plus I omega t, and again 0 plus I omega t. So what will be my magnitude? G is equal to, ये तो 1 है, this is, हाँ, this is 1, and what about this? This magnitude will be under root of omega square t square, okay, into under root of omega square t square. And what will be the phi? Phi, this is tan inverse of 0, 0 upon 1. So that is 0. This is minus omega t upon 0. So infinity, minus 90 degree. And this will be again minus 90 degree. So that will be minus 180 degree. Okay. So that is nothing but I said. So tan inverse of 0 minus tan inverse of omega t, again minus tan inverse of omega t. Okay, minus omega t upon 0. This is tan inverse of omega t upon 0. Okay, so this will have a fixed value minus 180 degree phi, irrespective of any value. Is it clear? Not clear. See, hello. Huh?
Yes, sir.
If it is not clear, I will do again this. Up to this, is it clear? This 1 plus 0 I complex form. So now G is equal to, what is the magnitude of this? It is 1. What is the magnitude of this? Omega square t square plus 0 square. So that will be omega t. Okay. And what is this? This is also omega t. So that is equal to 1 upon omega square t square ka omega t ka square. And what about phi? This is tan inverse of 0 minus this is tan inverse of omega t upon 0. So that is tan inverse of infinity, and this is again tan inverse of omega t upon 0, that is tan inverse of infinity. So that is equal to minus 180. So now you tell me when omega, I will write like this, omega t, this is your g and this is your phi. Okay, so now when omega t is 0, this is 0, what is the value of g? Infinity. And what is the value of phi? Bolo? When omega t is, so omega t is 0, phi is a constant value, that is minus 180.
Minus 180.
And when omega t is infinity, what is, when omega t is infinity, what is the value of g? 0. And what is the value of phi? Minus 180. You substitute any value in between. Suppose if I substitute omega t as 100, so g will be what? 1 upon 100 square, correct? 1 upon 100 square. So it will be 1 upon, it is something like 0.0001. Am I right? And what is the value of phi? It is going to be minus 180. If I take omega t as say 5, okay, so 1 upon 5 square, so 1 upon 25. So 1 upon 25 will be how much? That will be 0.04, correct? No? 1 by 25. And this will be minus 180 degree. So now you plot the graph. Okay. So now when so phi is going to be minus 180 only, right? So now what is, how the G changing? G is initially at infinity. So it is coming from infinity, right? So the graph will be like this. So this is your infinity, okay? And this is what is your minus 180 degrees. This is your minus 180 degree, right? And it will approach to 0, okay? It will approach to 0, from infinity to 0. So g will change from infinity to 0 and phi will remain minus 180, okay, for all the values of omega t. Okay, now next, we will take, now this was 1 upon t square t square, this is now t square d square. So t square d square is written as td td, so that is 0 plus I omega t, 0 plus I omega t. Now this is g is equal to omega square t square. So g when omega t is 0, g is equal to 0, and when omega t is infinity, g is equal to infinity, right? And your phi value will be tan inverse of infinity plus tan inverse of infinity, because this is in the numerator, so 180 degree plus 180 degree. Okay, but now values are changing, from it is going from 0 to, now this is plus 180. So it will be, the graph will be like this. Now you study this graph properly so that you understand this. Huh? So this one graph, if you study, huh, your doubts will be clear. Now this is what is theta O upon theta. I will zoom it. Draw the frequency response characteristics, 5 marks question, of the system whose transfer function is this. So theta O upon theta is given like this, 1 plus 1 upon this. Okay. So 1 plus 0 I, this 1 is written as, and here d is replaced by I omega, and here d square is replaced by I square omega square. Okay, so I will write for you the denominator. Okay, so what is the denominator? It is 1 upon, tell me, 1 plus what it is, 0.7 d plus zero point 0.1 d square. 0.7 d plus zero point 0.1 d square. Okay, now I will replace this by I omega, and here it will be I square omega square. Okay, and 0.1. Now I square is nothing but minus 1. Okay, you know this. So this will become minus 0.1 omega square. So now this can be written as 1 plus 0 I divided by 1 plus 0.7 I omega, okay, minus 0.1 omega square. Now इसमें real part will be this and this. So this is nothing but 1 plus 0 I divided by, I'll group real part, 1 minus 0.1 omega square plus what is imaginary part, 0.7 omega I. Okay, is this clear? So this is my real part and this is my imaginary part. Okay. Hello, is it clear this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, so this is what is. So now G will be what? यहाँ पे it will be 1 real part square imaginary part square. Now what about this denominator? What is my real part? 1 minus 0.1 omega square, isn't it? Uska square. And what is my imaginary part? 0.7 omega square. This is what? Huh? Okay, this is 0.7 omega square. Mistake बोला नहीं आपने. 0.7 omega square. So this is real part and this is, yes, I square हो गया ना इधर, d square का I square omega square. तो इसका स्क्वायर और इसका स्क्वायर और दो ऐड करके दोनों का स्क्वायर रूट. ठीक है, ये हो गया. दिस इज नाउ व्हाट इज फाइव. फाइव इज इक्वल टू this, you know, tan inverse of 0. Okay, minus, now this is tan inverse, what is imaginary part? Imaginary part is this, zero point 0.7. So I will write it here now. Okay, so real part was G is equal to 1 upon root of real part square, that is 1 minus 0.1 omega square, uska square, plus this is 0.7 omega square imaginary part, इसका square. Okay, so this you have to solve. इसको solve करने का a minus b the whole square and this. And now what about phi? Phi is equal to this is the tan inverse of 0, so that is going to be 0 minus tan inverse of imaginary part is what? 0.7 omega square divided by real part 1 minus 0.1 omega square. Okay, और इसको वापस ब्रैकेट में. So this is my phi. Okay, ये 0.7 omega and 1 minus 0.1 omega square. This is what I have written, 1 minus 0.1 omega square. Okay. Now you go on writing the values. Now phi is equal to 0. So phi is equal to 0. So first we are changing the values of omega and finding out the values of phi. Okay. So we are not going ulta. So if I take omega is equal to 0, 0 यहाँ पे डालो, 0 यहाँ पे डालो. So ये 0, so g is equal to 1. Okay. Now omega is equal to 0.3 ले लो. 0.3 substitute करो, 0.3 substitute करो. ठीक है. So you will get g is equal to this. फिर omega 2. So g is equal to 0.656. Omega 0.2. omega 0.5 g is equal to, and like that you go till omega is equal to infinity. अगर हम लोग infinity जाते हैं तो okay, यहाँ पे infinity. Now correspondingly you have to find out the value of phi. Okay, so अगर ये 0 है, so what will be the value of phi? So this becomes tan inverse of 0. So that is nothing but 0 minus 0 0. Now you substitute omega zero point 0.3 and find out the value of phi. Then you substitute omega 2, and like that. And now you plot. Now draw the line of phi is equal to 0, then phi is equal to 11.96, then 66.8, then minus 8, minus 19.5, like that. Okay. Now on that you go on marking g is equal to 1, g is equal to 0.987, g is equal to, okay. Now you tell me when omega is equal to infinity, what will be the value of z? It is going to be 0. And when omega is equal to infinity here, what is the value of phi? It is going to be minus 180 degree. Okay, so I'll show you one graph again properly. So let us write the values of omega, then g, and then phi. Okay, so omega, g, and phi. So omega we are varying from 0. Now what are, when it is 0, it is phi is 0 and g is 1. Okay, so phi is 0 and g is 1. Okay, so we'll write phi first and g later. It will be easy to plot. So this is, here I will write phi and here I will write g. So this is 0 and g is 1. Okay, now next value we are changing omega, okay, from 0 to infinity. Next is omega zero point 0.2. So remember 0.2 and then 0.3 and 0.5. Remember the value of g. G is how much? 0.994. G is 0.994. This is 0.2, 0.3, 0.5. Okay. Now, what are the values of G? That is, you can check this. So, 0.3 के लिए 0.987 and this is 0.96. 0.987 and this is 0.96. Okay, and then omega 2, 0.656. 2, this is 0.656, and then you have omega, you can take various values and then infinity. Okay, and then g is equal to 0. It is slowly reducing. Okay, and यहाँ पे infinity के लिए you are getting this is at minus 180. अभी 0.2, 0.3, 0.5 और 2 के लिए कितना है? 0.2, 5 was minus 8 and this is minus 11.96, minus 8 and minus 11.96, and 0.5 और 2 के लिए 0.5 minus 19.5 and minus 66.8, minus 19.5 and minus 66.8. Now we'll plot this graph. Okay. This y-axis, x-axis. Okay. So we start with phi. So phi is equal to 0. Okay. So this is 0 degree phi, and you mark this is my 1. This from here to here it is 1. G is equal to 1. I'll say G is equal to 1. Then I will draw a line phi minus 8. Minus 8. Yeah, oops, this is बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. Minus 8 minus 11.96 minus 19.5 minus 66.8 and minus 180. huh? That is this minus 180 is this. Okay. So this is minus 8, then this is minus 11.96, then you have this, that is minus 19.5, and so on. Okay. Now minus 8 पे I will mark 0.994 from here to here, 0.994. Okay, so this is G is equal to 0.994. This distance 0.994, that is from here to here. Then minus 11.96 के ऊपर I will mark 0.987. So this is from here to G is equal to 0.987. Then 19.5, that is this 19.5 के ऊपर it is 0.96. So और अंदर आएगा G is equal to 0.96. Then minus 66.8, so 0.656. So this is G is equal to 0.656. Then minus 180. तो माइनस 180 मतलब ये अभी ऐसा घूम के 180 में यू विल हैव स्टिल डिफरेंट डिफरेंट वैल्यूज. आप ऐसा और बढ़ाने का एंड देन it will go like this. So your graph will come like this, and it will end in. You have to still draw different. ऐसा आएगा कम होती 0 degree. Then you have to still draw many lines here like ऐसा ऐसा, and then further you have to write here. अभी आपने G दिखाया, phi भी दिखाया. Okay, these are phi. Now you have to write omega. So here you write omega is equal to 0. Here you write omega is equal to 0.2. Here you write omega is equal to 0.3. Here you write omega is equal to 0.5. Omega is equal to 2, and at this point omega is equal to infinity. Very nice. Okay. So this was the second degree. तो second degree it will, this first degree है वो यहाँ पे आएगा, second degree यहाँ पे, third degree will end in this quadrant. So like that you practice this also. So this is effectively, this will be first degree. Effectively this will be first degree. Okay, so it will be in this quadrant. So this you can practice, and this is properly done here. This is, and here the values of k also is given. Okay. Similarly, you can practice this also. This is also properly done. Okay. Okay. So I will upload this as a assignment. So this you have to practice. Okay. And then you will see what is Naice's plot and what is the condition for stability. There is one point minus 1 comma 0. Whether the point is here, inside, on the line, outside, and how does it tells you about the stability, we will see in the next class. I think Hardik, now it is clear, no? Yesterday you had doubt. Today I think
Yes, sir.
plot is
It's clear.
yeah. Now it is clear. That's why I was telling no, wait for one day, okay? And if you
Okay.
practice these two graphs, no, last two graphs, which I am going to upload, then it will be still further clear. This
Okay, sir.
ये जो graph है ना, this last two graphs. If you practice it on a graph paper, it will be further clear. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.